Imagine telling your computer one goal, then watching it plan the steps, use apps, check its work, and ask you before making an important decision. That is the basic promise of an AI agent. A normal chatbot usually answers a message. An AI agent is different because it is built to take action toward a goal. It does not just talk about what could be done, it can often decide what to do next, use tools, and continue working through a task. An AI agent is a software system that uses an AI model to pursue a goal by choosing steps, using tools, reading results, and adjusting its next move. The key idea is not that it is human. The key idea is that it acts in a loop instead of giving one single reply. Think of a travel assistant. If you ask a basic chatbot for a weekend trip idea, it may suggest a city and a few activities. If you ask an agent, it might compare flights, check hotel options, read your calendar, build an itinerary, and ask for approval before booking anything. Most AI agents can be understood with four simple pieces. There is a model that thinks through the task. There are tools that let it interact with the world. There is memory or context that helps it remember useful information. And there is a goal that keeps the work pointed in one direction. The AI model is the part that reads instructions, understands language, and decides what a reasonable next step might be. It is not a brain in the human sense. It is more like a powerful pattern engine that can interpret a task and produce useful next actions. Tools are what make an agent useful beyond conversation. A tool might be a web browser, a calculator, a code editor, a database, an email app, or a company system. Without tools, the agent can describe actions. With tools, it may actually perform them. Memory helps an agent avoid starting from zero every time. Short-term memory might include the current conversation and documents you uploaded. Longer-term memory might include your preferences, your project details, or past decisions, depending on how the system is designed. A goal tells the agent what success looks like. The goal can be simple, like summarize this report. It can also be broader, like prepare a draft marketing plan for a new product. The clearer the goal, the easier it is for the agent to choose useful steps. The most important idea is the loop. The agent looks at the goal, decides an action, uses a tool, reads the result, then decides again. This repeats until it reaches an answer, needs help, hits a limit, or asks a human for approval. If this kind of clear tech explanation is useful, consider subscribing. We break down AI, crypto, and future technology in plain English, so you can understand the tools shaping the next decade without getting lost in hype. Now, let us make the idea concrete. Suppose you ask an agent to help prepare for a meeting. A chatbot might give you a meeting checklist. An agent could search your notes, find the client file, summarize recent emails, create an agenda, and draft follow-up questions. Before acting, a good agent often creates a plan. It may break the meeting task into smaller steps. First, gather background. Then, identify open issues. Then, draft an agenda. Then, review the output. Planning helps the agent avoid rushing into the wrong action. After planning, the agent may call a tool. For example, it might search a document folder for the client name. The tool returns results. The agent then reads those results and decides whether they are relevant or whether it needs to search again. This result-checking step matters. An agent should not blindly accept the first thing it finds. It needs to compare the tool output with the original goal. If the file is old, incomplete, or unrelated, the agent should notice and choose a better next step. For low-risk work, an agent may act automatically. For higher-risk work, it should ask for approval. Drafting an email is usually fine. Sending the email to a customer may need a human click. Researching flights is one thing. Buying a ticket is another. Not every agent has the same amount of freedom. Some agents only suggest next steps. Some can complete small tasks on their own. Others can run longer workflows with checkpoints. So when someone says AI agent, the important question is how much authority it actually has. An agent is also different from a fixed automation. A traditional automation follows the same recipe every time. If this happens, do that. An agent can make choices when the situation changes. It can inspect new information and decide which path makes sense. Agents are most useful when a task has several steps, needs information from different places, and benefits from judgment. Research, scheduling, customer support, data cleanup, coding help, and document preparation are common examples. The task should be clear enough to evaluate, but flexible enough to need decisions. Agents are not always the best answer. If a task is tiny, a normal command is faster. If a task is extremely sensitive, full automation may be risky. If success cannot be checked, the agent may produce something that sounds confident but is hard to trust. One misunderstanding is thinking an agent knows when it is wrong. AI systems can produce fluent language, even when the answer is incomplete or mistaken. Adding tools can help, but tools do not magically remove errors. The agent still needs verification, limits, and clear instructions. Another misunderstanding is thinking tools always work perfectly. A browser can find the wrong page. A database can return outdated information. A calendar can have missing events. The agent is only as reliable as its model, tools, permissions, and the checks around it. Memory can be powerful, but it also creates responsibility. If an agent remembers useful preferences, it can personalize its work. If it stores sensitive details carelessly, it can create privacy problems. Good agent design makes memory visible, limited, and controllable. A vague goal can lead to strange behavior. If you say, "improve my inbox," the agent may not know what improvement means. Does it mean delete spam, label messages, draft replies, or archive old threads? Strong goals include boundaries, examples, and what not to do. This is why guardrails are important. A guardrail might limit which tools the agent can use. It might require approval before spending money. It might block access to private data. It might force the agent to show sources or explain why it took an action. In everyday life, agents may show up as smarter assistants inside apps you already use. They might help organize files, prepare messages, fill out forms, or turn messy notes into a plan. The best versions feel less like a magic robot and more like a careful helper. At work, agents can connect different software systems. A support agent might read a customer message, search a knowledge base, suggest a reply, and create a ticket. A finance agent might collect invoices, flag missing details, and prepare a report for review. The reason AI agents matter is that they shift AI from answering questions to helping with processes. Many real tasks are not one question and one answer. They are chains of decisions. If agents can handle parts of those chains safely, software becomes more active and more useful. The simplest mental model is this. An AI agent is a chatbot with a goal, tools, memory, and a loop. It plans, acts, observes, and adjusts. It can be helpful, but it is not magic. The more power it has, the more oversight it needs. So when you hear the phrase AI agent, do not picture a sci-fi character replacing people overnight. Picture a software assistant that can work through steps toward a goal. The future question is not only what agents can do, it is what we should let them do, and under what rules. What part of AI agents do you want explained next? You could ask about memory, tool use, safety, autonomous coding agents, or how businesses might use them. Drop your question in the comments, and it may become the next explainer.